Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're back in the Mazda MX-5 for a track guide, this time at Laguna Seca. For those who are new here, I show a fast lap first and then go through my guided lap, explaining all of my references to help you go faster. If you are only interested in the guided lap, I'll leave timestamps in the description so you can skip to the specific part you want. Let's get into it. These were the session settings in the UI, and the track conditions are shown here. Feel free to pause the video to see a specific setting. Let's get into it. But before we start, I'd really appreciate it if you all subscribe to my channel and like the video. Thank you! So for turn 1, I brake at the 3 board and use 75% brake pressure. I go all the way down to first gear and downshift very slowly to keep the car stable. This is going to be the main overtaking opportunity on the track, so make sure you defend the inside because it's very easy to defend here. I troll brake all the way to the first apex, and this is double apex corner. I aim to miss both the red curbs and then allow the car back out to the middle of the track. I get back on throttle once the car is rotated towards the second apex, and you get a 1x if you use the gravel at all. Here I brake at just after the 2 board. I keep the car in second gear and brake to 50% to rotate the car and then straight off again. I just missed the red curb on the inside and gradually come back on throttle just after it. You can use all of the curb on exit, and there's lots of understeer here on cold tyres, so be careful in the first few laps of the race. For the fast right hander I keep the car in third gear. I lift and also turn in at the end of the curb. You can use the inside curb, however it's slightly quicker not to, so I'd suggest avoiding it. I get back on throttle just before the apex, and the track limits on the exit is the gravel, so make sure you keep it on the curb. For this left-hander I use the curb on entry. I brake at the white line on the right here and use second gear. I go to 75% brake pressure and then troll brake slightly to get the car turned into the corner. I apex at the end of the inside curb, and you can get back on throttle very early due to the slight banking of the corner, and you can use all of the exit curb of course. Once again here I use the curb on entry to open up the corner. I keep the car in third gear and lift at the 2 board. I turn in at the white line, and the red curb will send you to the shadow realm, so don't use it at all. I get back on throttle just before the apex, then bring the car back to the left as soon as possible to shorten the distance to the next corner. For the corkscrew I brake just after the 3 board and use 75% brake pressure. I go down to first gear and cut all of the first curb. I get back to full throttle just after it. The turn in for the right hander is very difficult. I turn in when the tree on the right of the 3 lines up with your dashboard. The exit is bad on cold tyres, so be careful as you can spin out here very easily, and you get a slowdown if you cut too much of the gravel on the right. This is another corner where in the Mazda you only have to lift. I shift up to 3rd gear and lift as I turn in for extra rotation. I get back on throttle at the curb, and you can use all of the exit curb, and get the car back over to the left side of the track to prepare for the next corner. For me, this is one of the hardest corners on the track to get right. I brake at the 2 board, I use 50% brake pressure and then get straight back off, just enough to rotate the car. The corner's banks, there's a lot more grip than you'd think. I turn in early and just miss the red curb, get back on throttle before the apex, and you get a 1x if you go on the gravel on the exit. For the final corner, I brake at the 2 board and use the curb on the entry to open up the corner. You should be around 80% brake pressure. I use too much here and get into ABS, so I run slightly deep, which loses me time on the exit. I use 1st gear and try to take a late apex and avoid the red curb on the inside. I get back on throttle just after it, and you can use all of the AstroTurf on the exit. You want to take a short line here to the first corner on the start-finish straight to gain a few extra hundredths. You can do this in the race and also in qualifying to gain you a little bit extra time. So that was a lap of Laguna Seca in the MX-5. As always with this car, the cold tyres are a nightmare. This track is slightly different for this because all of the corners are long sweeping turns. This means that there's a lot of understeer everywhere, noticeably more than other tracks. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave them down below. And if you found this guide helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. You can also now become a channel member if you so wish. And I'll leave you the 3rd person lap to the end of the video.